This episode of The Lab Inside the Game Industry is brought to you by Midwest Games. Live from New Jersey, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Madison, Wisconsin, this is The Lab. With your alchemists, Angel Guevara and Greg Posner. Tonight's special event, Countdown to GDC. Also starring Cassandra Liu and Rick Bauer. Tonight on The Lab, Inside the Game Industry.
Hello guys, and welcome once again to another awesome episode of The Lab. I am your host, Angel. Very happy to be here. Today we have a very interesting episode. Usually, we have a little bit of banter, we have some guests, we have some games, but today we're going to do an all-encompassing panel and talk about GDC. Guys, if you can please on the chat, let me know if you're going to GDC. If you're excited to go to GDC, please let me know. All right. And we have a panel of awesome people. If we could start with, let's do Cassandra first. If you can introduce yourself.
Sounds good. Hi, I'm Hill. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the lab. I am the host, one of the hosts all the time for the show. So I don't think I need to spend lots of time to introduce myself. I'm Cassandra. I'm a co-host and I'm the co-founder of the independent game studio Fingers on the Moon. And yeah, so that's about me. And yeah, I'm sure you're gonna see me like in the future episodes. So I'm gonna give the stage to Mondae.
Oh, cool. Hey everyone, my name is Monday. You've probably seen me on the show as well, talking about my studio Leap of Faith and kind of the concept behind turning a project into a product. Yeah, I'm excited for GDC. This is my first time going, and we decided to just come at it strong. And the first time going, we're also exhibiting. So happy to provide my insight, input, things that I've heard from around the way around like the conference overall, and also provide some insight as what it's like to prep to be an exhibitor at GDC and the realization that potentially 30,000 people are about to play your baby in a matter of a couple weeks. So definitely excited to be here. I guess I'll pass it to Kat.
Hey everyone, so happy to be here. This is actually my first time on the show, so I'm excited to join everyone and chat about, wow, frog in my throat, chat about GDC and learn about how it's going to be. It's actually going to be my first time attending as well, and I'm happy to pass along any networking tips. I've been doing that a lot over the past year and a half or so, and I'm excited to meet everybody in person. So I'll pass it off to Greg.
Awesome. Thank you, Kat. I am Greg Posner, one of the other hosts of the lab and also of Player Driven. And this will be my fourth GDC, and each one gets better and better. I am excited to be able to see all the same studios, all the brand new studios with all the indies that have been coming out, who's there. I'm excited to be able to play the games there and just network and see everyone. Between here and Gamescom, and you have PAX in between, it's kind of these few networking events you get to see people face to face. So it's always great to see people face to face and just learn what's going on in the industry. So with that, I'll hand it over to Jason.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Jason Rose, I'm CEO of Alkemi Labs. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I'm going to now hand it off to Agustin.
Oh, hi. Thank you, Jason. Well, I'm Agustin. I'm a sound designer and video game composer, and this is going to be my second GDC. Last GDC was amazing, and I'm wishing to network with lots of people. See Angel, Greg, finally meet them in person, and whoever is going to GDC. Yeah, so excited. And I pass on to who's next? Rick, right?
Yep. Welcome,
Rick,
guys.
welcome.
Hey, guys. I'm Kat.
Can you guys hear
That
that
was
echo?
Rick. All right. We always have audio issues. I love it, but you know what? We get over it. It's one of the parts of being live is you just got to think on your feet. So we got Rick back tonight, which is awesome. Rick, there's much love. As Angel always says, we'll give you a W. So a W for Rick being back and all our guests being here. I'm still hearing myself, which sounds great, but I hope everyone loves hearing it.
All right, welcome, Rick. I'm definitely having some echo issues. Just a moment. What's going on? Sorry, guys.
So yeah, so for you all that have been to GDC before, first time going, I guess Augustine, Greg, I think you're the one holding the crown for the most GDC visits, but like, what do we have in store for it? Because to be completely honest, the main thing I've heard is like bring your hand sanitizer, and there's like a well-known thing that when you go to GDC, you come back sick. So walk us
Yeah,
through what we're walking into.
yeah, for sure. You'll come back with a sort of flu, one of the strains. It's just, post-convention flu. But, I tell this to everyone, you just got to network. And people don't love talking all the time. People get sick of talking, and people think the conferences are all fun, and they are all fun. Don't get me wrong, but you got to talk from 8 o'clock in the morning until whatever time you finally go to sleep. Network with people, trade information, get cards, get websites, get LinkedIn information. Right? Like this is why we're here. We all talk every day of the week over Zoom, over Discord, over Twitch, right? But how often are you sitting face to face with someone where we can have that exchange? It becomes so much more personable. So especially Monday, you're showing your game off, man. I want to hear more about how you get there. Like, what's your process to get to GDC? And you're showing off your game, but like, you got to be ready to schmooze with everyone, man. Whether you got a QR code, like, hey, scan this QR code to be on our wish list. Like, start thinking the quickest way for people to get your information without having to like type in a LinkedIn name.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Like, we have QR codes. Thankfully, we live in a digital world, so everyone has their phone ready to just like scan the QR code. Um, and then we're on Steam too. So even if there's a line or a queue backing up, we can direct people to Steam and be like, hey, we know you don't want to wait in line at GDC when there's 150,000 other demos to play, but like, come back, check us out in a few minutes, or check us out on Steam. Um, but more than anything, I mean, the prep work for GDC, especially never going before, has been, to be completely honest, exhausting. Like, you don't know what you don't know. And there are so many things that you as a developer see about your game that you're like, somebody is going to realize that this is the 14th time we use this blade of grass prefab. We need a new blade of grass. Or some player is going to try to escape the map. So we need to make sure our invisible wall is 30 feet high so they can never jump over the edge of the map. But, ultimately at the end of the day, I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today and I just told her, like, we're gamers. We're going to a game conference to learn about what's next in games, to play cool games. So I just want to enjoy it. I know our game is a fun game, is a cool game. It might not appeal to everyone, but those 10, 15, 1,500 people that play the game and love it, I can't wait to meet them.
You back on Hell, or we still got mic issues? Nope, not yet.
Yeah, the QR code thing was very useful.
Now we got a second person that's throwing echoes everywhere.
Hello?
So
there-
Monday, sorry, I'm gonna pick on you until we got this fixated here. And Kat, you can jump in because you've been talking about best practices around the whole GDC and everything going on. But Monday, like, I love your attitude, right? I mean, you're going to be worried about this. The best thing that can happen is someone does escape the level and they give you that feedback. That means they're playing your game and they're having awesome. As an indie studio, right? How did you actually get to be at GDC? Like, did you have to fill out paperwork? Did you sign for a booth? Did you partner with someone? Like, how did you, and how can other indies that are building these amazing projects look to say, hey, I want to maybe go to GDC or PAX or whatever? Like, how did you do it?
Yeah, so I will speak to the general before I speak to our experience because we're a little unique. But GDC makes it really easy. They have GDC Play, and they're doing a lot of things specifically for indies. Plus, there's this whole like underground indies just want to play indie games that I didn't know about. And there's like a whole spreadsheet of like indie gamer events and indie developer events. And if I'm saying things that I'm not supposed to say, please, like, GDC indie monitors, do not ban me from the groups. I've been enjoying this community. Um, but they make it really easy. Like, you can apply for GDC Play. Of course, you do have to pay for your booth space, but there's a lot of spaces available. Even a friend of mine got in what I thought was very late, but they were like, there's still spaces available. You can still join.
I
And
tried to
GDC
apply
provides a lot of
too,
things.
and
They provide you like the table of a generic banner and things like that. So even for indies that are still very much bootstrapping, you have an opportunity to showcase your game that's on par with people around you, at least at like those base requirements. Um, but for us specifically, we got very fortunate that our legal team, Perkins Coie, is always at GDC, but most people don't go to GDC to seek legal advice or legal assistance. So what they do is they reach out to some of their studios that are in their portfolio and they're like, hey, why don't you all exhibit and just make sure you say we're, legal provided by Perkins Coie, provide some literature, point people our way. So our booth was actually provided by Perkins Coie, which was fantastic, very exciting. We're very appreciative. Because GDC was our Christmas gift. Like, if we could one day get to GDC, we'd be so happy. It was a stretch goal for us. And as soon as we found out that we were going, we're like, okay, this cool sandbox that we're creating needs to become a game because, again, potentially 30,000 people are about to touch it. And what they touch is going to make them remember Mondae and Robert and our whole team and Leap of Faith Studios. And so we want them to walk away wanting more, not, oh, this was a cool demo. We'll see more about it in the next 4 years. But then out of sight, out of mind. Let me go pay this new game.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I think that's just so cool. First of all, congratulations. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be every feeling all at once. So take it in, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to become Friday afternoon and people are going to be leaving and be like, it's over. And then all of a sudden it's gone. But memories, right? Make it last. Videotape everything. I'll come by. I'll film you guys as well. Kat, thank you for joining the show today. We've seen you on LinkedIn. You've been helping everyone learn about what's going on GDC, how to navigate GDC, how to answer questions about GDC, everything about GDC. Mm-hmm. What's up with GDC? What maybe from an outsider, right, who's coming to their first GDC, what are some of the big learnings you've taken from your GDC adventure here?
Yeah, for sure. So a big thing is take your time with it. Like that's a huge thing, and I have to remember that as well. So it's really easy to fill up your schedule with every possible talk and meeting and event that you could possibly do. And my calendar is really scary right now. So like I need to take my own advice and I need to learn how to build in some breaks in there. So that's one thing for sure. But then also just meeting people, like don't treat it as a transaction when you're networking with people, right? Just say hi, just say, oh, what do you do? What's your job? Or, is this your first time? Just, make it a very casual discussion, because people will see right through that, right? That you're just like trying to collect business cards and connections. Like people will see right through that. So just treat it as, you're making new friends. That's how I'm going to go about it. And I'm excited to go my first time. I've never even been to San Francisco. So everything is going to be very, very new and different, but I'm excited to be there for the whole week. So that's my 2 cents.
Is there something about San Francisco itself that you're excited about?
The nice weather.
Maybe you don't know that much about San Francisco. You'll get a lot of walking in that week, and there's a lot of good. If you like sushi, it's a great place for sushi.
I love sushi.
Yeah. And it's very hilly. It's very hilly. So
I lived in Seattle before, so I'm used to that.
Nice. For yourself, Kat, do you have any personal goals you'd like to accomplish while you go to GDC?
There are a few people that I am excited to meet in person. So I have a meeting with Amir Satvat that I'm very excited to hang out with him for a little while. Christina Marie Drake, I'll be heading out with her, and I'm excited to meet some folks in the UX UI portion of the gaming industry, talk to them. And then just be a fangirl about like some of the studios that are going to be there. I know CD Projekt Red is going to be there, so I'm going to make sure to say hi to them and talk to them. And I'm excited to attend the summits for both UI UX, of course, and for technical art, because I'm looking to get into technical art myself as well. So I'm really excited to learn more about that side of the industry.
Sweet. Well, if there's anything us as a collective group can do to help you or anyone that's listening or anyone that's part of this panel, reach out to any of us. And as I'm talking, I'm going to ask Angel again, how's the mic situation going? Nope, nothing. We don't even hear an echo this time. It's just nothingness. I would check the video ninja. Make sure you're not muted there.
Yeah. Greg, I did want to jump in one quick and just co-sign something that Kat said, if that's okay.
Yeah. Please, by all means.
Yeah. So Kat, you made a great point around like the business mentality of GDC, and like don't go in there even if you know like, hey, I need to make $10 million when I leave GDC, and the publisher I want is right there. Let me go rush them. Like GDC is not Shark Tank. And unfortunately, I didn't get to go to DICE this year, but a lot of people that went to DICE, I'm hearing their recap talks and things that they're saying about the industry. And a lot of the like strict business mindset of some of like the smaller publishers is kind of dissolving a little bit. And they want to see faith in the team and also see that you can make a product. Like the days of just having a cool playable demo are kind of behind us, and they want to also know like, does your team have chemistry? Do we like working with you for 5 years? So it can definitely play to your favor to like approach them as people who love games and make them fall in love with you as well as the game. And then if it segues into that, $10 million tell me your pitch, like have that elevator pitch ready, have that pitch deck ready, but definitely don't go running up to like CD Project Red with I have the plans for Witcher 6 right here, you know?
Yeah, no. And I mean, I'm not even going with a studio mindset. For me, I unfortunately have been looking for a full-time role for 15 months now. So I'm on the hunt for a job, but yeah, I don't want to come off and be like, give me a job, So I think
I,
that's a good way
Yeah,
to handle
people
it.
smell desperation usually when you are talking to people in GDC. Well, GDC I think is more social. Like
Yeah,
people, it's more like looking for friends. That's what I felt like last time. It's not like a very formal business kind of kind of thing. It's more like connecting. It's in a very social matter, and
hmm
it was pretty cool. And also, when I feel it, this is from my own experience. When you are looking for a job or looking for gigs or freelancing contracts, something like that, people smell the desperation. I mean, the executives, they smell that you need this, and that even subtle movements that you do, questions that you do. I mean, I think honestly, and this is one of the best advices I got last year when I went to UDC. It's like, is you gotta invest your time on the people and care about them, not
yeah.
just you want the job and that's all you want. I think it's
hmm
more about investing on the relationship, and people appreciate that.
Yeah.
it's funny you say that, and I think that's a great point, Augustine. I was talking to a couple of indie founders right now, and they're saying that they just don't know how to sell things, right? Like they're going to this event, they're like, I just don't know how to sell. I don't know how to sell. And we're having this great conversation. And I said, sales isn't about selling anything. It's about you. It's about I'm buying Cat. I'm buying Mondae. Like I'm not buying your skill set. If you can hold a conversation with me and we're good networking and we're touching base and we're friends, you're selling yourself without having to actually sell me a product. That means when it's time for me to build my game, I'm going to say, you know what, I need something built around art or UI. I'm going to reach out to Cat or I'm going to reach out to Mondae, right? It's not about going to look for a job. Yes, in the back of your mind, it's itching there. And it's just like, I need to do this. But the best thing you can do is become really good friends with the people at the booth and they remember you and you remember them. So when you're on LinkedIn posting, when you're wherever posting, you're your own sales rep. And that could be probably the main advice I would give anyone is don't oversell yourself. Like just be you. Let the person like you for you are.
hmm
We're all gamers. We're all nerds in different degrees, right? Like just be yourself, and people will either attach to it. And if they don't, fine. That's okay. You can go to someone else. It's you don't have to be friends with everyone at the end of the day, and it's nice. But like you could be on a professional network. And I'm just rambling here. So but I think that's a great point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to add on to that. Just be authentic, because it'll get exhausting if you pretend to be somebody else. And that's anywhere, not just GDC. That's even on LinkedIn when you're sharing yourself, be authentic. And I do that myself in my own posts. I'm very true to my word. Like if I'm having a bad day, I'll tell you. I
hmm
will not say like, oh, my life is horrible, and I won't go into that detail, but if I'm having a rough week, I do share that because I know I'm not alone in that.
Just a side note, we have Flo Young in LinkedIn who loves your Power Ranger helmet collection Monday. So Monday's got I
Oh,
think every
yeah.
color Power Ranger helmet behind him. I think he's jumping the Power Rangers and taking their helmets. So I think
Yep. That is I am still waiting for a faithful, comic accurate third person Power Ranger game. And if I have to make it myself, I'm going to GDC with my pitch deck. I will pitch it to anyone who wants to believe in this vision. But yes, like I have, I'm a Tommy Oliver guy. Can't hide it. So Tommy Oliver here, and then comics back there. Well, nope. Point the other way. There we go. Tommy Oliver, like origin story comics here. Um, and I'm so happy. I think I talked about it on when I was on Alchemy Live, maybe. But I got my sealed copy of Concord coming in the mail. So I'm so happy I can add it to my dead game collection. Um, RIP to the studio, to the game, but I have a thing. Like I have a hard copy of Anthem, and as soon as everything happened with Concord, I was like, I need to own that disc. I have to have it.
I'm gonna make a weird segue here to Rick because of your Power Rangers comment, but I'm gonna go in a different direction. First off, Rick, it's fantastic to see you back at it, but I know you're a Call of Duty player, and I know Turtles just came out on Call of Duty, which I've been loving, and I watch it and I play. I'm just like, why can't they make a good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that looks like this? I know one's coming, that one, but why can't that exist? And Rick, how are you, man? Welcome back to the show.
I'm doing a lot better. Thank you guys. I'm glad to be back.
Yay.
Dude, I'm loving the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Call of Duty. I love Michelangelo. So I bought that and wasted my money on that bundle, but they are really expensive. They're $24 a bundle. So you can buy them all for $90. So you'll save a couple bucks, but I mean, like you said, I wish they could make a great Ninja Turtle game like that. That'd be super cool. I mean, it would pull me away from Call of Duty for sure. At least for a couple of months, to get my
Well,
blood
itches
pressure
again.
back down,
Well,
So,
good to have you back, man. Good to see your
yes.
face again, and we're hoping
Thank
to get
you.
you streaming some games soon, man.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Welcome back, Rick.
Thank you
There he
guys.
is. He's back.
Am I
I'm
back?
back, baby.
Yes!
I'm back.
Dude, I was struggling with the mic for some reason, but now we're good. I think it's just like the VOD Ninja, but we're Gucci, or the video, or we're good. We're good. We're back,
Sweet.
baby.
Everyone's back. Everyone's back.
Nice.
All right. So regarding when it comes to networking, I wanted to add something real quick. I think you guys have a very awesome perspective of what it means to network. If I might add just something else, is when I network with people, I don't have any expectations. Like I just talk to everyone the same. I talk to them, introduce myself, ask them questions, and have fun. If something happens and we can work together, awesome. And if we can't, it's fine too. I feel like you should have a plan. Plans are very important. If you have a game, have your demo, have your pitch deck, be ready. But it's really outside of your control who you meet. So just, you know, do your best and then let it go. Guys, if I can please just read the chat real quick on Twitch. We have some really awesome stuff going on there. We have so I asked before if anyone is going to GDC. We have Sword Brother Sorius. That's Ethan. Ethan, dude, thank you for commenting always. Second GDC, that's great. Kyle Quaid, cool background Monday. Monday, you're killing it with the background, dude. Everyone is loving it. And to see good people. Awesome. Evans Mine 8 says, welcome back, Rick. Glad you're feeling better. Yes,
Thank
Rick,
you.
welcome back, dude. 100%.
Thank you. And on the
Guys.
YouTube side, Tim Mad Max WI wants to say hi to all of us too.
All right, we welcome it for sure.
Welcome, Tim.
All right, guys. All right, instant ramen first GDC event for me. Awesome, I love it. Guys, I wanted to ask you about GDC. GDC is not only panels and networking; it's also events. There's many events revolving GDC, a plethora of
Yeah.
events. I wanted to ask you, are there any events that you are attending? And are there any events that you recommend? I would love to start with Monday.
Oh man. Events I'm attending, I'm unfortunately pretty boring. Most of my events are gonna be like business events. So like Bezzy is having a mixer on believe I think Tuesday is the Bezzy mixer that we're going to. So Bezzy has a really cool SDK called Sidekick, which is like an AI companion for your development. I know AI is a hot topic. They are doing AI the right way, and it's a great development tool. I actually made a game with my daughter over like a week or so with her, and we use Sidekick. Like I was like, we don't need to worry about the basics, but we can worry about kind of the more specific things for Sidekick. Um, but then just the general, like I know Thursday is like the GDC like big mixer, like end of the event one that we're going to. And we have like some business meetings scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday, so you might not see me at more of the social stuff. Plus, I'm an old man at heart. Don't let the beautiful skin fool you. I am an old, grumpy man, so I will probably be
No.
trying to like drink my orange juice, bathe in hand sanitizer, and sleep early as much as I can. Um, but I'm definitely looking forward. There's like a whole indie scene at GDC that I would love to tap into more. There's a lot of events where people are playing like indie games. There's a lot of people playing like board games, physical games that they're bringing, and there's like a whole underground community of like GDC board gamers too. So I'm definitely interested in playing some of those. Like I had my eye on playing, Havoc again. Shout out Nick Studios. And I stumbled across a new one called the Five Mics that I'm really looking forward to, and they're going to be at GDC as well. So yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be at a bunch of the events, or maybe I will. Who knows?
Hopefully, and definitely shout outs to Havoc. Guys, we have a bunch of comments here on LinkedIn as well. So we're doing LinkedIn, we are doing Twitch. Let's read LinkedIn real quick. Josh Anthony says, Cat Swissy dog is adorable.
That's Hopper. He says hi.
All right.
Yeah, he looks
Let's
so
see.
cute.
He needs to go outside. That's what's going on.
All right. Yeah, definitely. We have Jenna as well. Jenna says authenticity is so crucial to social interactions, especially in the age of social media. I have a question for you guys. Just a quick segue. We hear a lot of talks, especially in this day and age. You got to be yourself, be yourself. Fair enough. But how do you find the balance between being yourself and being professional?
It's a tough
That's
one.
a
That
very
is a good
interesting
question.
I think everyone needs to realize that when you're at a conference, you're working 24 hours a day for the entire week. Yes, you can go have fun, you can do what you need to do, but what you do will have an impact on who you are, what your character is, right? So if you go out there and make a fool of yourself, people are going to remember you as being the person that has a fool. It doesn't mean don't go have fun. I'm probably going to be doing karaoke when I've probably had too many drinks, and that's what I like to do. But
Awesome.
you just need to make sure that know your surroundings, know who you're with. If I'm out with Angel and we're just hanging out, right, I'm gonna be a little more relaxed. Whereas if I'm with some customers, right, I'm gonna be a little more on my game. And again, just know your audience, know who's around, because everyone's around. But again, I said this earlier, it's a lot of work. Like it's not just all fun and games.
Yeah,
All right.
and
I
I
love
will
it,
add
Greg.
to that too. I mean, so I come from the hospital sector, so almost as corporate as you can get. And they always gave us like the rule of hierarchy whenever you go out somewhere. So I have a drink or two when I go out, but I always make sure that like whoever is the most senior person at the table, they lead how that night is going to go. If this is about to be a night where, hey, let's go do karaoke with Greg and Angel, then like I will let them dictate that because I want to look as good as I can to that person, especially if it's like me representing Lead for Faith, them representing, publisher X. Like I don't want to go crazy if they're chill. But then too, like you don't have to go crazy, but I definitely kind of gauge that. Like if I'm sitting across from like the director of business development and they decide to get water and a salad for dinner, Monday in all of his 275 glory is getting water and a salad for dinner. And that is just how we're going to be. We're going to have a great conversation. And it creates a lighter mood because there's like balance across the table, balance in that conversation. Um, but I do think business professional, wherever you want to call it, changes based off of you, the individual, because you don't want to lose your uniqueness, your individuality, if I could talk tonight, and kind of your spark that makes you unique. Even if you have to like maybe tone down like some things or change some things because of the business setting that you're in. But
Right.
especially in games, we do have a lot of luxury to be expressive and quirky, and people like that. Like they don't want to make the next split fiction with somebody who shows up and is like, yes, everything should be gray and I will have
Exactly.
water with lemon. Like, relax, be yourself, talk about this, get excited about the crazy idea that they have, because that is business and professional in this world when you're talking with people. But yeah, I guess to consolidate all of that, my biggest thing would be like read the room and make sure you balance your energy and your professionalism with who you're talking to. and understand the setting. Like, am I talking to this person because I want them to trust me, because I want them to write me a check? Or is it like, hey, you made a cool game, I made a cool game, let's make a cool game together, but we're equal, so I can relax a little bit.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
reminds me something about what a teacher told me in Berkeley, Michael Sweet. I always remember him. He said that people usually they will hire you. Well, we go back again with the networking thing and with getting hired. Like people hire you not because of your skills. Yeah, that matters at some point. What you can do and how can you do it, but it also matters about the chemistry, the how socially what's the social chemistry between them and you and the team that you're having. So that's very important. So, like as you say, be yourself, but also read the room. Also know how to behave. And we are lucky that in the game industry, everyone. I don't know. This might be weird, but everyone is weird, and everyone is very expressive. Lots of introverted people, and so you can literally be yourself and it will be completely fine.
Totally agree. I'm not going to GDC this year, but I really enjoy all the discussion. And also, I want to add on to that. It seems like GDC is a social marathon. So your energy battery, like be strategic about it. We don't want to like stress out, and then then we like our social battery dies very fast, and then like and miss out the opportunity. So just like relax, be yourself. Like
Right.
you'll be okay.
There's another thing that people should consider is that if you're going to GDC and you don't really have much of a kind of a game plan, there's also Pocket Gamers that's going on at the same time in San Francisco at the same time. It's weird that there's two shows competing at the same time, but I think Pocket Gamers is hoping to get the beginning flood of the GDC crowd. But Pocket Gamers is a lot more, I think, focused towards mobile gaming. They know they do a lot of Web3 stuff, and that's a whole nother area you can network, right? If maybe you're not ready for the full crowd of GDC, which is completely normal, you can go to Pocket Gamers that has a lot of the same spillover and shared crowd as well there, and it's a little, I think, less hectic than GDC. GDC is great, but it could be very overwhelming if you're the type that kind of may not love being in groups of people.
It drains your social battery a lot. I'm an introverted, extroverted person. And really meeting a lot of people later you feel like, okay, I kind of need a break. And you gotta drink plenty of water and never forget to drink water. And
Stay hydrated.
Never forget to eat something because you're talking with people and you're talking and later that social battery just is, and you gotta replenish it and rest plenty enough. Sometimes maybe it's okay to this FOMO that we get. It's okay to miss something if you need to rest.
Definitely.
Well, I have a suggestion for GDC. If you guys aren't busy on Thursday, March 20th, in between 2 to 3, go check out the AAPI roundtable, guys. The Asian American Pacific Islander gaming industry. Go check them out. Go see what they're about, and let me know what they're talking about, because I wish I could make it, and that's where I would be at for sure.
Angel and I are going.
Yeah, actually, Agustin and I will be there, dude. We're gonna have some boba, talk to some people. It's gonna be fun.
Sick.
Nice.
So we do have another poll, which I think aligns really well with the conversation that we're having right now. So we have a poll that is, if you get one power up for GDC, what would you choose? And it could be infinite energy, unlimited battery life. Those are kind of the same, but I went with it. A speed boost, right? You can go really quick through people. Or do you want to have maxed out charisma? I don't know how we're going to do. What is it? Vote. So just do vote, exclamation point, vote, and then
Coffee, battery, shoes, charisma. Can we do a shadow clone jutsu too? Is that possible or no?
There you go.
What?
Shadow clone jutsu? That's what I would do, dude. Just clone myself and network
just
with
everywhere. You're just everywhere.
Yeah. Like, Kagebushi no jutsu, and just freaking like talk to everyone, dude. It's a Naruto reference.
I got it for sure.
Greg and Monday, let's go.
I got it. Yeah. No. Yeah. I was gonna say I would go with charisma. I mean, I think especially if you're going representing your studio, a lot of us are going looking for opportunities for jobs to make connections. Like that charisma, are you memorable? Can somebody
Yeah.
talk to 30,000 people and on their Friday flight home, Saturday flight home, come across your business card and just be like, you know what? I had a cheeseburger with Rick and that dude is pretty cool. Like I want to connect with him some more. Like, and that comes from charisma. Like, are you presenting yourself? What is your personal portfolio? But also like, were you just fun to talk to in a sea of 30,000 people trying to get to talks, trying to play games, trying to like hawk themselves and throw a business card, throw a pitch deck, ask for money, ask for this and was that? Are you the cool one who was just like, dude, you want to like step away and like get nachos? And they're like, yes. And you don't even realize you're talking to like the CEO of some studio and you're like, oh, I just had nachos with him. Okay, cool.
I actually had that experience at MDev.
No way.
Yeah, I was waiting in line for a drink for my wife, we're just winding down after helping all day, so I was like, I don't drink, but my wife was, so I was waiting in line and I kind of seen some guys already with beers in their hands, so I kind of thought they were already went through line, so I kind of cut in front of them and he's like, "Hey, we're still waiting for beers." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, go ahead. We got one already, but we were waiting for some more beers. But you could take mine if you can't get in." And it was the guy from Wolfjaw. It was pretty amazing. The
Oh,
guy is
nice.
amazing. So, it was just a great experience. I'm like, this guy didn't know who he was, but coolest guy and pretty pretty big guy at Wolfjaw. Let's just say.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, all of those little interactions, you'd be surprised, especially from like working on businesses who are working on projects that they didn't talk about, or even like projects that had code names. Like, you never know what a studio, what a person is working on that just hasn't been released. And so, you having that interaction with someone from Wolfjaw, like now you're plugged into some project because they're like, yeah, we are looking for first person shooter streamer. Like I ran into this guy Rick. Let's get him in, and now you're part of like the internal playtest team, and you're
Yep.
behind the scenes on a new project and things like that. And like you just never know what little raindrop is gonna like open up, like break your dam, open up the floodgates for you, and everything like that. So like every little interaction, and that's why I guess like just keep throwing like tips at everyone watching, but like I don't care what role you're in. Like if I like Ubisoft is my ride or die studio. I think I've played everything that Ubisoft has ever made. I can't wait for Assassin's Creed Shadows. When Kareem was on here a few weeks ago, I was like fanboying with him before the show because I just couldn't believe I was talking with someone who put hands on like their world building tools. And like whether you're an environmental artist, an intern, like if I see Ubisoft, you have my full attention, and I just want to be your friend and know everything that you know about that studio and about how they do the things they do, because you never know, and it's great meeting people.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would love to hear from Kat and Jason.
In terms of superpower,
Yes.
I'm actually pretty torn between coffee and networking because I'm older, so I'm not a big partier or anything like that. So I'm afraid like my coffee will not be as high as, or my energy will not be as high as I'd like it to be. And then yeah, just getting a little bit more out of my shell in networking. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been at a live event. MDev was the last one that I was at in November. And when I first got there, I was actually really nervous because I went alone and I kind of just like wandered around the room and I actually saw Cassandra and I was like, yay, somebody I know. And then it just kind of, made me feel a little bit more comfortable as time went on. So
Right.
I'm hoping I'll have like the same kind of luck at GDC as well, that I'll just, find my people.
Yes, hopefully. What about Jason?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with charisma. all this happened from like the streaming was like several conferences that we went through, and we're actually living what we're preaching right now, y'all. So you viewers, everything they're saying is like happening like right now in real time. Like all of us are connected from these different conferences. And that's the amazing thing. That's where I'm like having this surreal moment right now. It's like you guys are talking about this conference coming up, and like we're literally right now talking and all connected just from past conferences together. So it came down to just what everybody was saying before. We just naturally just connected um, through gaming. Yes, of course, is a foundational thing, but just through passion. I mean, for interacting with Mondae and Rick and everything like that, I'm just like instant. I'm just like I would love to play games with these guys, but I would also just like to go grab a beer with them as well too. And
Yeah.
it's just like it was just instant connection. And it was nothing like I said before, it was nothing that felt like a business transaction, but we just got to talking and got to networking, and here we are now on a whole stream together talking about some cool stuff and connecting with other people, and the network's just growing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with charisma.
Dude, charisma is so important. I agree with you. Being positive, connecting with people, and being around people, like Kat said, finding your people, and being around people that you're like, you know, I can work with these people, but I can also play Fortnite with these people, or have a drink, or do something together. That's very important. Agustin, did you answer this question, dude?
Yeah, I did. Well, in the voting, yeah, but I will
Gotcha.
go with charisma too. I get that sometimes. Well, my when my battery drains, I kind of need like a pump up, like something to recharge. And that happened to me over GDC around Wednesday or Thursday. I was like, God,
Right.
I have like constant networking from the hotel, on the streets.
Yeah.
Later, I was a nerd last GDC. I went to a lot of talks
Mhm.
because there were so many interesting talk. I mean, I was a fan. I'm a fan of Alan Wake, and I get to listen to a
Let's
talk of
go.
how they did the music of Alan Wake and the sound of Alan Wake, and I was just blown away with everything. And you get tired, so I needed that more charisma maybe to just be more myself. This crazy person that I'm mostly am when I have a lot of battery.
Exactly. Gotta get that charisma. Cass, did you answer this question?
No, not yet. For this, I would choose energy. Okay, so it's a little bit different because I'm more like the extrovert people, and like I have a couple of tips, not in social situation. Well, first of all, when you're in a conference, like sometimes we get a little nervous, right? Like we want to break into conversation, but as long as you remember, everybody there expects to talk with each other, right? So even though sometimes I'm shy, then I know like if I break to any conversation, they'll talk to me back. So I'm not very like nervous about like start a conversation, breaking the ice. And then also another little tip is Rick's story mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
It's like sometimes when you don't know what other people's like position or workplace have, you be more natural. For example, I don't know this person is a CEO. I kind of like can like make a lot of like you kind of like just kind of forget about it. We are all member of this gaming community. We're all equal, no matter you are a like just an individual artist or you're actually a CEO of a AAA company. We're all just member of gaming
Right.
industry. So I think this definitely helped me in a lot of social situation to always remember that. Then next I'll be like, oh, I hope I have all the time, right? Like so I can meet as much as
Yeah.
I can. And then especially, given that time 5 days is a lot, but it's also, on the Friday you probably think, oh, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
so we definitely try to make everything out of it. So I would choose energy.
Exactly. Time just flies, right? It's incredible. I would say if I can have some advice for you guys, if you're going to, I've never been to GDC, but I know how to network. And something that's really important is to be a good listener, is to understand that people like people who like them. So if you show interest and you ask questions like, "Oh, you're a game director. Tell me more. What game are you working on? Okay, that's cool. Do you have a demo? Okay, of course, find a balance so they don't feel like you're like questioning. How do you say like being being too inquisitive, right? But showing interest in other people, asking them questions, and making them feel comfortable is very important. I feel like sometimes we just tend to, oh, nice to meet you, kind of like just talk at people
Mhm.
and not really being there present in the moment and kind of like absorb their energy. So I think that's very important. When it comes to powers, for me personally, I would say cloning, just cloning myself. If I can just clone myself and talk to everybody, dude, that would be perfect. Um, when it comes to events, guys, we sidetrack a little bit. Let's go back to the events. Events are very important. I would love to know one, which events you guys are attending, and number two, what events do you guys recommend? I would love to start with Agustin.
Me. Well, I'm looking forward for if there are some pre-GDC events the day of the devs, and I'm literally looking forward for that event. It looks pretty cool. There are lots of games that they will show, and during the GDC, I'm looking forward for the GDC nights. They look cool and something that could be very interesting in a safe place to network. I'm not a drinker, or I used to, but I'm not a drinker anymore. So, well, drink or not drink, that's why I'm looking forward for the GDC nights. Maybe it doesn't push myself to drink too much. And game audio events, always there are some game audio events happening that I really can't remember right now, but I know the game audio community meets behind the carousel and they are always there. So if you guys are in game audio or looking for someone in game audio, you know that behind the carousel you will meet them. We're always there sitting around. There's some stairs. You will find us there.
You'll see us. You'll see him.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Love it.
I love it. I love
Love
it.
it.
What about Greg?
I have on Tuesday this community clubhouse, which I think some people may have heard of. You should check it out if you are going. It's a great way to meet other people in the industry. It's a nonprofit put on by Keyword Studios, Microsoft, and a number of other companies as well. And they really just talk about best practices. They have speakers from EA, they have speakers from Niantic, they have speakers from all these other different industries, and it's just a great kind of knowledge dump of information. So I always go there. I work with a number of the guys that are part of that. And then, when you're going solo, you got to try and find as many different parties or events that are out there because you want to try and find some places that can feed you, some places that have maybe free drinks. So just looking for any types of events that are going on afterwards, social gatherings.
And close to the hotel, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Close to the hotel. That was a big thing around MDev. Like everybody was like, "Hey, are we gonna go for a drink?" And they're like, "I think a lot of us are just going to the bar at the hotel because a lot of them didn't drive, so they didn't have ways to get around town. So it's the smartest move. So
Hey,
go to the nearest hotel and go to the bar to hang out, guys.
there you
Keep
go.
it safe."
All right, perfect. Cass, I know you're not going, but have you seen any interesting events that catch your attention?
Yeah, totally. So for Rick mentioned the API. I definitely, if I'm present, I will definitely go. But like, just for all the people who's not going to be in San Francisco for GDC, I just want to remind there is a future game show happening on the 30th of GDC, where is basically this future game show. Like they have 3 times a year, and they're showcasing like the what's next coming, like the AAA and indies. Last year, August 2024 one, they showcased the exclusive trailer for Civilization 7 and then Black Myth Wukong. So for us, we're not there. We can probably just watch lots of streams online. I'm pretty sure there will be tons of people streaming. But also like I can watch this show, and then they're actually doing a like GDC live right after the future game show. So that's something I can do from a distance.
All
You guys
right, I
can
love
check
it.
out this website, the gdcparties.com. There are all the GDC parties around GDC, and you can check them out. They got the links. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. It's a very, very great website to check out all the events surrounding GDC.
I didn't know they have a whole website for the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone made it. Someone made. There are a couple of them, like this private parties, or not just private parties, like public parties. And there's a guy who made this website. Last year it was just a spreadsheet, but this year he made it into a real website.
Awesome. Kudos.
That's where it's at, bro. The parties. What about Cat?
Actually, Midwest Games is having a breakfast, so that's going to be on Tuesday, I believe, and I'm really excited to see Ben Cavallo and folks there. And I'll be heading to a UX UI party Monday evening. And what else? I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I know there's also a networking event at the Yerba Buena Gardens, so I know a lot of events that happen there. So definitely check those out. I know a lot of people just hang out by the gardens just during the day just to catch a breather. And a lot of people tend to take meetings there as well. So definitely keep that in mind. And I
Perfect.
think Sword asked if the Midwest Games breakfast party is public. I believe it is. I will try to find that link to it, and you just sign up for it. And that's it.
It's not public, and I think so. I'm not sure, but they have the Midwest. They have a meetup that they will host, and I think it will be in the evening, 6 something. But I cannot remember the day and the time. But
I
they have
remember
it in the
seeing the
link.
breakfast thing for sure.
Yeah, they have it on their link.
All right. Okay, sounds good. What about Jason?
I always like to explore the new developing tools, and I'm really interested to see what NVIDIA is going to reveal. Are they really going to open up the hood on stuff that they're working on? Are you gonna have a little sneak peek? That's all the talk about this neural rendering and AI and stuff, and they're going to be a major participant at this event. I'm very, very curious to see how much of a sneak peek they're going to be giving on stuff that they're working. So I wonder if they're going to give people at GDC a little bit more than people that they're airing out in public right now. So I'm very curious about that. What's your all thoughts on that?
Definitely. That sounds super fun. If you guys look at the chats, Kyle Quaid said we need an alchemist waffle party. I'm down for that. That sounds good. Heck yeah. So guys, before I ask Monday the question, just real quick, we have a poll in the chat. It says, what's your biggest challenge as a game developer right now? Is it balance, evolving, managing, standing out, or managing two? Many people say balance. All right, keep voting, guys. Keep voting. While you guys vote, Monday, what about you?
Monday.
Yeah, I think I might have already answered this one. I'm an old man, so a lot of my meetings are going to be like the business meetings after the day of events. I'm not a huge morning person, so some of like the early morning breakfasts I might skip out on. That's probably not me. I don't think I can wake up early and then also go into 8, 9 hours of like permanent smile on my face. So I'll choose my battles on that one. Um, but overall, I'm really hoping that future Monday finds a way to carve out time to go see some of like the showcase pop-ups. Like I definitely want to play some of the board games at their meetups. I would love to meet some of like the audio developers and games, because that's a bubble that I know very little about. But more than anything, I'm very similar to Jason. I want to know what studio or what company is about to like drop a showcase bomb on us. Like,
Right.
it might be close to my heart, but it's been a while since we've heard anything from Marathon coming out of Bungie. Are they gearing up for some like big GDC reveal? We know like Exoborn just had their play test. Are they going to do like some sort of like live play testing at the GDC as well? Like Steam Next Fest just came, so I'm interested to see if some of the games that were part of Next Fest are also going to be at GDC with like a bigger demo. Mecha Break is out now in a demo form, and that game is going crazy. So are they going to be there with something? Yeah, and just like tech wise, like I know Virtuix is going to be there, and they have the Omni One treadmill, which is like a VR treadmill, and I'm
Hmm.
definitely going to strap into that because if you didn't
Yeah.
know, I love, if my fingers weren't backwards, that one. I love VR.
All right.
So yeah,
You you
I'm just
gotta let me
excited.
know how that goes, because
Oh,
I
dude.
always wanted to try that. That thing looks amazing,
It
man.
looks so sick. I'm hoping I reached out to a connect that I have there just to make sure they were going to be there, and they are. I'm really hoping I can get a chance to test Breachers, the VR FPS game,
Yeah.
on the Omni treadmill because I'm like, that is what VR needs to be. And if I can, I'm going to be so happy. Um, I'm sure there's going to be some new haptic tech. I'm sure there's going to be some new like somebody with a vest, somebody with gloves, somebody with a new controller that you can try out. So I'm very interested to see like what new things are going to have like GDC reveals.
Ready
Exactly.
Player One kind of suddenly becoming real, right?
Exactly, exactly.
That makes
I love it, definitely. Okay, guys, we have only a couple of minutes left. We're almost there. But before we leave, guys, I would love to have your final thoughts just before we leave. Final thoughts. Let's start with Monday since you went last.
Sure. Yeah, have fun. I mean, GDC is a big one. For some people, it is the big one. I think something that hasn't been said, but it's kind of been alluded to, is all of us either went to MDev or we've gone to other game conferences. So, yes, GDC is big, but it is just another game conference. You're going to meet the people that you've met before. You might meet some new people, but we're all gamers, and just enjoy it. I think because of the state of the industry, there's going to be a lot of people going there that are very hopeful that this is like that life changing moment that they've been waiting on
Mhm.
for months. But even if that isn't the case, enjoy this event, enjoy the things you're going to see, enjoy the people you're going to meet, stay up too late, drink too much, but most importantly, play a lot of games.
All right, perfect. I love that. What about Kat? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the boring one. I'm gonna say yes, do have fun, do have a great time, but be safe. Like think about your surroundings. Don't walk around alone at night. Keep your pass tucked into your shirt. Just keep your awareness about you because you just never know. So I'm gonna be the mom on this one and just be safe.
Well needed though.
Definitely. Okay, Jason, any final thoughts? And yes, guys, stay safe, please.
Yeah, build a community. We're living in a day and age where there's indie studios or just business in general. It's community. It's about building a community. It's not so much about, selling and all that. It's really just building a community that wants to get behind what you believe in and who you are, which is amazing. It's an amazing time to be alive with that.
All right, I love it. Rick.
Yeah, just meet people and have fun like I did, man. Just be yourself. You don't need to brag about what you've done and who've you met. Just keep on meeting people and keep that smile on your face, and I guarantee that'll help for sure.
All right, I love it, Rick. Let's go to Cass. Any final thoughts?
I'm here just sending lots of wishes. I wish all you guys have fun. I wish all you guys like actually meet as many people as you can, and then to maybe meet someone that who will change in the future in your career or like in your game studio. Meet that important person, right? And then also hope Monday. Good luck on the showcase, and I hope like people, have like best reaction ever. Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Monday. You got this. You got this. What about Greg? Any final thoughts?
No, the only thing I'm always told is it's a marathon, not a sprint. Just keep that in mind.
Very wise.
really great. It's a marathon.
Yeah, it's a
Think
marathon.
about the
All right.
long term.
Love it.
Okay, Agustin, any final thoughts, man?
Well, pace yourself, like similar to what Greg said, pace yourself. It's a marathon. Be safe because last year there were some things that happened. Just be safe, pace yourself, and drink water.
All right, I love it. And if I could just finish this real quick, if I have, for my final thoughts, I would say know your superpower. We can't clone ourselves. We can't have full charisma. We can't have unlimited energy. Know your superpowers. Are you a great listener? Are you a great speaker? Are you a great networker? Are you a great presenter? Know your superpowers and use that to network and find the balance between being yourself, being professional, and have fun. At the end of the day, it's an event, right? If you get something, great. And if you don't, it is what it is. Just enjoy the present. Guys, we are done for today. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Guys at the panel and you guys on Twitch and LinkedIn, thank you so much for joining us. We are done for today, and we'll see you next week for another awesome episode of The Lab. Thank you so much, guys. W's all around.